Next PQ, Mr. Desmond Chu.
The Polytechnic Talent for Finance scheme last month to encourage financial institutions to train and hire more polytechnic students and graduates. There are 3 tracks under the scheme. First, the internship track seeks to encourage financial institutions to train polytechnic students as interns and hire them upon graduation. Second, the apprenticeship track that aims to provide polytechnic graduates an alternative pathway to acquire further skills to progress in their careers. And third, the sponsorship track, which encourages polytechnic graduates to stay in their jobs in the financial sector while they further their studies. MAS targets to increase the number of polytechnic graduates who take on full-time permanent jobs in the financial sector by more than 80%, from about 160 entering the sector in 2021 to at least 300 by 2025. While the financial sector already offers many internships to polytechnic students, there are much fewer apprenticeship programs. MAS aims for the apprenticeship track to contribute the bulk of the target increase in number of polytechnic graduates in the sector, or rather entering the sector. As financial institutions develop familiarity with the caliber of polytechnic talent, and as polytechnic graduates gain a better appreciation of the opportunities in the financial sector, they can become a more significant source of talent for the sector over time. After polytechnic graduates join the financial sector, they can tap upskilling opportunities available to all financial sector professionals under MAS's Talent and Leaders in Finance program. Now, this program includes a wide range of training courses subsidized under the Financial Training Scheme and IBF Standards Training Scheme. It also includes job rotations that provide training and mentorship, as well as overseas postings to help finance professionals, including polytechnic graduates, advance their careers. Now, besides supporting polytechnic graduates, there are schemes to help ITE students gain a head start in their careers. These include ITE's Work-Study Diploma, which place students in jobs related to their discipline of study while pursuing their diplomas. The IMDA Industry-led Tech Skills Accelerator for ITE and Polytechnic Alliance also equips ITE and polytechnic students and graduates with skills to take up opportunities in tech sectors upon their graduations. MAS will continually review the talent development schemes and engage the financial sector and higher educational institutions to meet the financial sector's manpower needs and create good opportunities for our people.
MOS Alvin Tan, just to check, your answer was meant to be in relation to both
questions 7 and
8, so
yes.
It was a combined answer?
Yes, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Mr. Liang Eng Hua.
So I thank the MOS as well as MES actually for coming up with this scheme, this thoughtful scheme to enhance the career development of our poly graduates. So I have 2 questions for MOS. Firstly, I would like to ask MOS what is the MES assessments on the receptiveness of this apprenticeship program by both the students and employers so far. My second question is, I understand that in the early years of when we started as a financial center, many of the international FIs, the banks like JP Morgan and UBS, they do take in non-graduates as trainees, and many of them move up as senior positions, including becoming CEOs of banks. So I'd like to ask the MOS whether today, do our financial institutions still see the poly graduates as a key source of talent pool and to develop this long-term career plans for these poly graduate employees to progress in organizations? Thank you.
MOS Tan.
Thank the member for his SQ. Today, indeed, many polytechnic students are keen to pursue degrees instead of entering the workforce because they perceive a university degree as essential to secure a good job and also to progress in their careers. On the employer's end, there are few of these employers offer apprenticeship programs like the one that I mentioned in the MES scheme, particularly in the financial sector. Employers may not be rolling out these apprenticeship schemes as they're unfamiliar with the polytechnic talent pool, unfamiliar with the caliber of the polytechnic students, and also face difficulties in hiring them or attracting them into the sector upon graduation. With the rollout of this scheme, the Polytechnic Talent Finance Apprenticeship Track, we hope to correct this misperception that a university degree is a prerequisite for a good job and a career progression in the financial services sector. Now, this apprenticeship track incentivizes financial institutions to develop these kind of programs, the apprenticeship programs, that provide a clear path for deserving apprentices to be placed in university graduate equivalent roles upon completion. And we really hope that the introduction of this scheme will spur our FIs to develop more apprenticeship programs for polytechnic graduates and create a new path for polytechnic students to take on as an alternative to pursue a university degree. So I was at the launch of this scheme, speaking to both the financial institutions, including JP Morgan, as well as Allianz and many others, and also the students there. And the feedback was, number one, that they are very keen to hire polytechnic students because the financial sector is hiring, and the financial sector is a very dynamic sector. The second is that the students are also very open to taking on these first internships, then apprenticeships. And for those that are working already in the financial sector who want to take on or to do a degree, the third track helps them to do so. So in speaking to JP Morgan and others, I think this is a scope that we want to expand to allow for the financial sector to take on a bigger talent pool. And I am confident that our polytechnic talent is able to fulfill that. Thank you.
Ms. Yeo Wan Ling.
Thank you, MOS. Besides the Polytechnic Talent for Finance scheme, are there other initiatives MAS is working on to increase hiring of poly grads into the financial sector?
Sir, the MAS as well as the IBF will be organizing roundtables between FIs and polytechnics to strengthen the industry and academia collaborations in areas such as tightening the relevance to curriculum and to industry, what industry requires, industry needs, and also enhancing the learning outcomes of internships. In addition, we are also going to make sure that there are going to be coordinated outreach efforts such as career fairs and financial industry showcases to raise awareness and increase, indeed, student awareness and interest in the financial sector. To give you an example is the industry showcase held at Ngee Ann Polytechnic on 24th April, which I attended, in conjunction with the launch of the scheme, where financial institutions made presentations to polytechnic students and set up booths to interact with students. MES is also exploring having finance professionals conduct regular sharing sessions on campus to increase students' understanding of developments and to work in the sector. So if you are a polytechnic student and you're interested in the financial sector, please look out for the myriad of opportunities available. Thank you.